Okay, if you're satisfied with the appearance of the car, the next thing you want to do is take it for a test drive and see if it's got good power, if it idles smoothly, it doesn't pull to one side or the other, and it just seems to run well. And if you don't find any problems there, then you don't necessarily have to go looking for a lot of hidden gremlins. One of the first things you want to do to check the engine out is take the oil filler cap off, flip it over, look at the bottom side, check it for any sludge or any accumulation of moisture, and get your finger down inside the valve cover, with the engine off of course, and wipe the side of the valve cover inside, bring your finger back out and see what you got. Now this one's got a lot of solids in there, a lot of sludge, and that could be an indication that the car hasn't had regular oil changes or that there's an internal engine problem. In any case, it's not too good. What you do want to see when you look in there and wipe the inside of that valve cover is just an oily film. And if that's the case, then the engine's had regular oil changes and it's probably in real good shape. The automatic transmission is another thing you want to check on the used car. This should be done with the car idling in park or neutral. It's written right on the dipstick where it's to be checked. Now, the fluid should be a bright red color. This one's a little bit brownish. It's a little bit discolored, so it's got a lot of miles and it's seen a lot of heat. That fluid's a little bit darker than it should be. Another thing that you want to check is the smell of the transmission fluid, and you want to make sure that it's not a burnt or charred smell to that fluid. If it is, that could be an indication that the car's pulled a trailer or had a cooling system deficiency that's allowed the transmission to overheat and start to burn itself out. Well, you don't want to be fooled by a clean air filter element. Have a look inside this housing, take the filter out, and make sure that no dirt or grit has got on the inboard side of the filter or onto the top of the carburetor, because from there it goes straight in the engine and causes wear. So any dirt in this area could be an indication that the car's being run without an air filter or a poor quality or incorrect fitting air filter. You also want to look in the bottom of the housing in this area and make sure that there isn't a lot of oil accumulation in here that could have come from the crankcase breather element, and that could be an indication that the car's got worn piston rings or some gaskets that are blown in the engine, causing oil to back up into this filter cavity. Front-wheel drive cars have a number of different items to be checked. Here's what you want to check: the constant velocity drive joint in here and the corrugated boot that protects it. Should be no rips or tears in this corrugated rubber or plastic boot that could allow water, dirt, road grit to get inside that joint and ruin that constant velocity joint that's inside there. Obviously we can't dissect somebody else's car that we're thinking of buying, but these are a few things we've showed you this week that you can check quickly and easily without a lot of tools and get yourself a good indication of whether or not you want to buy that used car. Next week we're going to look at the inner workings of the cooling system and in particular the radiator. Until then, I'm Bill Gardner for Motoring 88.